Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another special edition of Austin's American Flyer, where today I have a wonderful guest with me. His name is Randy K. And Randy has done something that I think will catch your curiosity. He's taken Flyer to some directions, some places that it probably would have gone if they were still in business. And so I think what he does is he makes faithful advances in what's available from Flyer. And I'm going to let him tell you more about what that means here in a little bit. But Randy, thank you so much for taking some time to join us today. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into Flyer, and we'll go from there.
All right, I can do that. Good morning, Austin. Thanks for having me. I watch your videos and I appreciate what you do to keep Flyer in people's minds and before their eyes. And as we were talking before, you do all the hard work and figure out how to fix things, and you get confounded, and then you show us the easy way. So it saves me pulling what's left of my hair out when I can't fix a 312 or something like that, you know. I've learned a lot by watching your videos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I try to reinvent based on what Flyer already made.
Okay.
In another video presentation, I'll show some static trackside accessories that bears out that concept of just repurposing stuff that already exists. Today, you'll see some car builds that I have done, which are just variations on things. You know, I try not to recreate exactly something that Gilbert already did.
Okay.
Also, today we're going to look at the big trackside car washer accessory, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I had a couple older brothers. They had set, I think it was 55 or 56, and it's a Hudson steam engine K325, had the standard green Texas and Pacific gondola and a Tuscan colored lighted caboose and Gulf tank car, standard stuff.
Yep.
Pair of switches, wayside station, and a semaphore Sam.
Okay.
Oh, and my uncle's pre-war Chicago Flyer tunnel. And that was it. But we only set it up at Christmas. And so every year it was new for me. I couldn't wait to set it up every year. I was more into that set than I was into Christmas gifts. That's a fact. I couldn't wait. We got the tree set up first always so that we weren't stepping on track and things. And that was in the days of tinsel. No tinsel on the track. That's bad. So the day that it would come time to set up, I'd be waiting for my dad at the back door. He'd come in. I'd be ready to roll.
Okay.
And he was a machine repairman, so we had to grease the underside of the Hudson first, clean up the track a little bit, and then set her up.
All right.
And for me, that was magic. That was a hand-me-down set. I had that all through my adolescence. Always wanted more. I always wanted extra stuff. I always remember the only catalog I had was a 55 or 56 Lionel catalog in with the train stuff. I don't know how it got there. So every year I'd be looking through that catalog, and I knew it was Lionel, but I figured Flyer makes the same stuff, I'm sure. So I'd look through and go, oh, I'd love to have one of these bridges, and oh, I'd love to have that. And much to my wife's chagrin, she bought me a light tower on eBay about 6 or 7 years ago, and that was it. The brakes were off, and I've fulfilled my life's long dream of owning pretty much everything Gilbert made.
Wow.
And I'm happy. I don't have a setup like you're running trains. I just acquire, inventory, and repair right now, and then I pack. But one day we're going to build a whole nother house, and it's just going to be one big layout. I think that's how it's going.
I wonder how that'll go over. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's why I said that's a plan. They don't all go that way. Not every plan works out. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, Randy, I appreciate you sharing a little bit of that backstory. you know, that's it's the story that makes the hobby, in my humble opinion. And so, thank you. That helps us probably captures our imagination a little bit. I know for me, as a kid, also had a very simple set, although I didn't have as much as you did. Um, but it made me dream like you did. I had one piece of literature. I'd look at that and I'd dream, wow, wouldn't it be neat to have this, that, or the other thing? And
Those catalogs were the best thing in the world,
yes, they
man. You
were.
just look through there, it's everything, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I loved it. You know, and talking about the whole flyer thing at my point in life now, every time I do something flyer related, I think of my dad. I think of Christmas. I just think of great times, great memories. So that flyer interaction that I have with my memories,
yeah.
it takes me to a great place every time. You know,
Oh,
every time.
beautiful. Yep.
So it's more than just collecting model trains. It's got several facets to it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And would you allow me, please, to thank my daughter Allison for her graphic design work in creating this backdrop here and my little logo for my business.
Great.
We're
Oh,
trying that out for the first time on your show here,
okay.
Austin,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
thank you.
you're a blessed man to have your wife contributing, your daughter contributing. That is fantastic. I love to hear that when family members are a part of a hobby versus someone just kind of zeroing in and also kind of tuning out everything else in their world. So that's neat. That's really neat.
Yes, try and keep everybody kind of halfway interested at least.
Yeah.
Maybe not as over the top as I am, but they all kind of follow what I'm doing
Yeah.
nonetheless. Um,
Well, Randy, you have got this incredible knack for putting some stuff together, and some of it's for sale. Why don't we move a little bit that direction and talk about packaging, if you would? How's it?
okay, okay. Two offshoot interests that I have acquired from my flyer collecting is an interest in mini craft and all the structures they make.
Mhm.
And I've gotten to a point now where I create some of my own based on their ideas.
Okay.
I built another time we can look at a golf gas station
Okay.
it's like a 50s era. I've got the little cast lead old time looking pumps,
Okay.
and I structured the size of the building to be very similar to minicraft stuff.
Okay.
And I refurb, and some of the refurbs I've done recently, I mean, I get these things in a box that looks like somebody parked a Jeep on them. You know what I mean? They're just flattened and destroyed.
Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty good at making them new again.
Okay.
I'm working on a Minicraft 400 platform right now, which is and it's an early one where the roof is not plastic; it's 4 pieces of wood.
Okay.
Ultimately, they went to the molded plastic roofs
Mhm.
for their stations. But so I'm enjoying that. But also, I'm into cardboard packaging.
Okay.
And so, for example, on this uh, car washer accessory, I've got a box. There's your Gilbert address. There's your Gilbert actual fragile, vintage fragile sticker.
Yeah.
There's your shield, which
Okay.
I created for the 765 car washer.
Yeah.
I'm really into the corrugated box thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, not something I planned on doing, but something that just caught my eye and all the various bin numbers and stickers and things that they put on those boxes.
Okay. Okay. So if I mean, Randy, that's a very specific box that you made there.
Yes.
Do you kind of target and only do a certain things, or could someone say, "Hey, I have an accessory and I don't have a box"? Is that something you could make, or would you have one? I mean, is that possible or no?
Absolutely. I would take on any order for any type of corrugated box. Now I don't do any type of train set boxes,
Okay. Okay.
but if you're talking a corrugated box for a transformer
Mhm.
or for a specific trackside accessory,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
And it's going to have realistic label, realistic bid number, realistic Gilbert return address,
Okay.
all the things that would have been on the real one.
Okay.
And it will be the right dimension as
Okay.
well.
So basically, a faithful reproduction
Yes,
of the original. Okay. All right.
that is correct.
That's fantastic.
That can be had. And later you will see, right now I've got a abutment set box on eBay, a
Okay.
reproduction
Okay.
with a very clean abutment set label
Yeah.
that Allie cleaned up for me digitally and made it look new again. About this car washer accessory,
Yeah.
if I may,
Please.
the original patent was granted, I think, in 51 or 52. I think they made a prototype and they never produced it. And I don't know why. I don't know why it never went to production. I know AC Gilbert was about action, and you do have the brush man moving. Maybe it wasn't enough action. I don't know. Like you do, I'm going to open it up to the internet and ask if anyone knows out there who has read something or knows why the car washer was never produced.
Yeah.
We'd like to know.
Yeah. Curious minds want to know.
Yeah, yeah. So I was aware of the accessory. I know the man. This was this prototype was auctioned when the factory was closed and everything was auctioned off. I know the man who bought it.
Okay.
I have talked to him on the phone about it, and I wanted one. And over the years, I've seen 2 or 3 pop up on eBay, but they're reproductions. And within the reproduction family, there's a couple different variations. The original had a shanty on the platform.
Okay.
One of the repros I've seen, flat platform, no shanty. One of the repros looks just like the factory prototype. One of those sold for over $1,000 a couple of years ago to a friend of mine.
Okay.
And I asked him, and he complied and sent me a number of pictures of the underneath of the platform, which took all the guesswork out of the design.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to my friend Tony, who is an acquaintance of mine, a flyer guy. He is a retired industrial engineer. I got the pictures. I showed Tony. Tony kicked in. He can build and electrify and motorize and mechanize anything.
Wow.
He did a CAD drawing. We had the platform punched out, folded the ends in, spot welded everything. We had to put slots and holes in the platform when it was still flat. But that's his cup of tea.
Okay.
I acquired all the parts. The brush man was tough because he has a hole where his hands come together because the brush handle goes through his hands, through the platform, and is connected where you can't see it. But that allows the brush to move up and down as the man moves back and forth.
Okay.
So finding that man was a stroke of luck. And my only assumption is he was from one of the people who had made some repros. They must have recreated this man.
Okay.
And I've never seen another one.
Huh.
Tony and I would like to make a couple more of these accessories, but right now we don't have the guy.
Okay.
Another thing we did different, we reoriented the shanty and we added more animation than Gilbert did. In addition to Bert the brush man, who goes back and forth.
Yeah.
We took a Semaphore Sam, put him in the shanty, changed his name to Foreman Freddy. And when Bert is going back and forth brushing the car, Foreman Freddy comes out of the shanty. So we actually put more. And the reason we were able to do that, on the Gilbert version, the motor for the accessory was in the shanty. On our version, smaller motor, powerful, underneath the platform. So we had an open shanty, had to do something with it.
Yeah.
Why not automate it? So anyway, that's how we came. So ours is a little wider platform.
Okay.
Because of the reoriented shanty, but it's still very close to the looks of the original.
Fantastic.
And so that's my story on the 765 car washer. that never was produced beyond prototype.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. This is going to be a real treat. All right. So, Randy, tell us a little bit about this creation you've got here.
Alrighty. What I wanted to do here, they have got some of these liquid hydrogen tanks on flat cars. This is a little more modern. I don't know they were running things like this during Gilbert's time, but I kind of wanted to recreate that look where you've got a full tank between two bulkheads. And so they have a Lindy, Lionel has made a Flyer Lindy boxcar. So I thought I'd stay with that same company and do a liquid hydrogen tank in New Haven Road. New Haven is one of my favorite roads.
Yeah.
Not just because Flyer was there. I like their color scheme. I like a lot of aspects of what they're about.
Mm-hmm.
And might I mention,
please do.
This is an example of one of my boxes. This is an abutment set box,
all right,
which is available on eBay right now as we speak. And it has a original bin number, original fragile sticker. Of course, it's got your AC Gilbert address like they all had. And for you real particular folks, it's even got the correct box manufacturer.
Oh man,
these are available, as I mentioned.
So tell us a little bit now. Why would you pick an abutment set of to put on eBay?
Good question. I found that with the weight of the little abutment pieces, almost every original abutment set box that I see, the corners are all but gone. And the box is really tattered. You always see original abutment set boxes held together with twine and string, okay, because they're just falling apart.
Okay.
And I think the weight of what was inside over time getting sloshed around,
yeah,
just beat the boxes up.
Okay.
So I just thought, it might be a nice one to recreate. It's a nice size. It's not that big, but this is original. 10 by 10 by 3. This is exactly the dimension of the real thing. I try to be as realistic as I can.
Okay.
Can I show you another car?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, not to overdo the New Haven thing this morning, but got a New Haven, like a work gondola. This is actually from an erector set, little generator from an erector set. Anyway, so I just kind of cut the sides down, and once again, a New Haven road color.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, just something different.
Yeah.
Try to do things using Gilbert products, and yet different than what they did.
Right. Yeah. Awesome.
How about one more, if you don't mind?
Do it.
For today, one more. Now, here's a box with a more modern red and white label.
Okay.
And another era fragile sticker. And what I started doing now, because I forget what's in boxes, even when they're labeled, I started putting pictures.
Okay.
What's in the box. That's just to help me remember things. Now, this is a dockside switcher. But what I did here.
Wow. Look at that.
Is I added, now this would be a little yard local switcher. So I had never attempted to put brass railings or any type of railing on something that didn't have. So this is my first attempt at that. So I added some railings. This is a real brass whistle. Like I broke the plastic one off, drilled a hole, and put a real brass one on here. Again, I went with the New Haven color scheme, brass railings. Then I took, a regular Flyer tender and really cut it down. I put an old time 3-axle truck on it. From the back, it looks, I think, decent.
Yeah.
I put some jewel markers.
Yep.
More custom brass rail. On the top, you can actually see I cut out the water hatch and placed it here.
Okay.
And that's real Flyer chunk coal that I put in there instead of molded plastic stuff. And so we kind of wind up with this. And then even, I think the front looks pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah.
So this is my Docksider with, so they call this a 06-6T.
Okay.
Yeah, 06-6T. 6 wheels on the tender.
Yeah, for tank.
So,
now, how well does that navigate the Flyer radius curves?
it is good because I left enough play instead of gluing this or attaching this firmly, which I still might do because the truck itself is pivots up front.
Okay.
Where it attaches to the cab.
Okay.
So it's pretty freewheeling.
Okay.
To answer your question.
Yeah. Oh, that was smart to hook it up that way. Yeah.
So that's about what I brought for you today.
Oh, I love it. Wow. Well, Randy, this has just been an incredible treat. I feel like in a way it's not fair to have to wait to look at some of these other creations you've got, but we will be back and eager to do that. So you and I will need to figure that out as soon as we can. But thank you so much for just sharing with us this gift that you have that is a real kind of an eye-opener as well as a blessing to Flyer people, because you're actually adding period correct parts and accessories to a genre that, like we talked about. AC Gilbert would have been excited about this. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate those kind words. I appreciate your showcasing my designs. I agree. I'm just trying to add to what AC already did. He established it. It's up to us to carry the torch. That's kind of the way I look at it. Keep us alive and Flyer in people's minds. But anyway, Austin, please, you keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we'll keep tuning in. I know I will.
All right. And
I thank you for this opportunity, and I can't wait to show some other stuff.
Okay, well, look forward to that. And Randy, I think probably folks are going to want to be able to get a hold of you. So let's make sure to put some connection points in the comments, whether it's email address or phone number, whatever you want, website.
Okay.
We'll
put an email address in there.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to sign off. So thank you once again for tuning in today. And as always, enjoy your Flyer. Stay healthy. God bless. And until later, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.